All right, Islam, let's go ahead and start things up. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I want to ask if, for those who are able to please rise and face the east as we recite the Moorish American prayer. And we stand facing the east with our heels together so that our feet are at a 45-degree angle, holding up two fingers on the right and five on the left. You can, if you're able to, repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam. All right, Islam Moors want to announce that this meeting is now open. First and foremost, I rise giving the highest of praise to the Most High, our Creator, our Sustainer, our Father, God Allah. I extend honors to our divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali, for bringing us our divine creed and nationality, pardon self. And I give honors to the forerunner to the prophet, Brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I also extend honors to the Moorish and the American flags, and I extend honors to our charter and its 10 wonders. I extend honors also to the first appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh, Brother E. Millie Ill, and I extend honors to all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, especially the members right here at Temple 30, Columbus, Ohio. And lastly, I extend honors to the Supreme Grand Sheikh, Brother Kenu Bey, and his council, Islam. Brother Jackson Bey, are you able to read our divine constitution and bylaws?
Islam Grand Sheikh, I rise giving all praise to Allah and honor to the Prophet Ali, unto the forefathers and foremothers, honor to the Asiatic nations, the Muslims all over the world, salvation, Allah, unity, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and bylaws. Act 1, the Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce law with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of
Oh,
America.
you're welcome to.
The assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs of religion, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And there is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh. On a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member no member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are part and parcel of the government and must live in life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, white people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1855 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national names to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America during your entire term of station. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting and forming humanity. All Moorish Americans and keep their hearts and minds filled with love and their bodies clean with water. With divine covenants from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah, Noble Drew Ali, founder, Moorish American prayer, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Moorish Science Temple of America, home office of Noble Drew Ali, home office, Chicago, Illinois, USA, Islamism.
All right, brother. Islam and gratitude. Okay, Morris, let's go ahead and start things up right now. Okay, so I wanted to call this meeting briefly just to make sure that we are able to convey the message and the vision of the Moorish Science Temple of America number 30. Want to get this out to all the members, but also to all any participants, any prospective members, any people who are looking from afar, maybe interested in joining, whether they've been able to attend meetings or not, right? And Islam, brother Jackson Bay, would can you share the link in that chat with brother David Sell? It looks like he's trying to get in the regular meeting link, and that's not the same as this one. If you're able to respond to his text with this link, Islam. But yeah, I really just wanted to just briefly um let people know what's really going on here, because if all you think we do is have Sunday school and holy day meetings, you don't really know what this is really about, because it goes beyond that, right? And also, for people who are members who maybe aren't really participating, maybe it's because you don't really know or understand enough about what's going on. We do have other things that we're doing, as far as investments and things that we're doing to grow and generate finances. And if you're not invested in that, you're not one of the officers, one of the people who participated in creating these things that we're doing, you wouldn't even know that it exists. So I want to speak about that stuff and show the vision and the work of Moorish Science Temple of America number 30 here in Ohio. Okay. And so just want to let you know, to help get everybody on board, so that it's not just Sunday school and Friday holy day meetings. It's more to it than that, because we really do want to build a community for ourselves, our own community, and to help build our nation, because we're not the only ones that are doing this. There are other Moors too that we're aligned with, in different parts of the country. So we're building a nation. All right. And it's I do think it's important that we know this, and this stuff isn't just in my head and in your head and maybe some of the other people who are participating in the other investments excuse me, investments and things that we're working on, to increase our prosperity, right, to actually be able to really build up our community. So we do take practical steps for community empowerment. Like when I say investments, we're not talking about hey, join this MLM scheme and all this stuff. No, like real practical things that anyone could do. So that's why I felt it was necessary just to come before you today, outside of Holy Day and Sunday school meetings, to share what we're doing as a temple, and what we plan to do in the future to further empower ourselves. And we want to build a prosperous community. So it's important that we all understand the work that's going on beyond the spiritual meetings, because if we don't, then you don't really know the tangible, practical actions that we're taking to improve ourselves. You might even think, "Oh, this ain't really working," and that's not what this is about. So, first off, just like with the foundation, the principles of the Moorish Science Temple of America, of course, you join with us and proclaim your nationality, right? Reconnect yourself to your divine heritage, and that's great and that's important, right? But then there's also stuff like you might hear me say, or some of the other more say, uplifting fallen humanity, but that's very real and practical. So there's the spiritual empowerment, right? Of course, learning your true nature that lies within you. We want to unfold a lot. We want to subdue our lower self. We want to be better versions of ourselves. Okay, and you can get all that in the holy day and Sunday school meetings, right? That's what we're about. But also, we're about education and also economic empowerment. I want to highlight something from the Moorish literature because this is something that all Moorish Americans are supposed to be doing across the board. Everybody's not following suit, but this is what we're all supposed to be doing. So when you talk about the economic empowerment, right, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali had a doctrine or has a doctrine of economic security, and that's a fundamental part of our religious practices. So it's not just about, having the spiritual meetings, because the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, when you look into Moorish leaders' historical message, right, which we're going to look at real briefly here, and I'm going to take up a lot of time on this, but Moorish leaders' historical message to America. Now, the reason I'm showing this is because when we read this, the prophet lets it be known we need to read carefully the doctrines of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Why? Because it contains our hopes, aims, rules, and articles of religion. Every member should have a copy. This is important, like across the board, for all of us to know. And when we really look at what the prophet is teaching us, says in connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. This is in connection with our religious aims and belief. We have to promote economic security. This is why when the prophet brought this to us, he wasn't saying, hey, Moors, go out there looking, your worst, right? Looking bummy with, pants and with, falling off and all this stuff. No, the men were wearing suits and ties with their fez on, right? And I'm just saying that briefly because the preaching of economic security, okay, among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as the circumstances demand. No other thing, no one other thing, no other one thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power. Remember, this is in connection with our religious aims and beliefs. We don't stick our head in the sand. We're not pretending that we can get out of our situation by filing some bogus paperwork. There's a lot of people that do that. And those people have been doing that stuff for decades. And I'm gonna spend a lot of time on that, but they produce nothing. Right? We don't have time for that mess. We don't stick our heads in the sand and pretend that you can out paperwork the people who creating the paperwork and who will change laws at the drop of a hat. Right? If you think you figured something out. Right? So we don't deal in that. We deal in the real world. Everybody needs finances. Anybody acting like they don't accept dollars and all that stuff, that's somebody. I mean, if you want to spend time around them, that's on you. But if they talking like that, I'm going in the opposite direction because they use dollars. They're full of it. They live, in fantasy land, right? So we understand no one thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power, greater economic power, better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. So the people that want to pretend we got a nation and they don't have jurisdiction over us, those are people we don't waste time with. I shouldn't even be talking about this stuff, right? But I do have to cover it because there are a lot of Moors out there, your own people who look like you, who will try to get over on you, who will waste years of your life fooling around with mess that doesn't work. And then you'll leave thinking this is a joke and unreal because you don't know what it's really about. So we know that our prophet of Allah said we shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. So yes, while right now at this moment I don't have a suit and tie on, but we know how to put that suit and tie on, and also the mentality that comes along with it. Handle business. Don't waste time. No foolishness, no games. Because a beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life, right? If we're beggar people, we're dependent on others for everything, for the water. We all have to drink water every day. We're dependent on other people for all that, for electricity, for all types of things. We need to begin to do the things to empower ourselves so that we can begin to have control over, more aspects of our life. Then we can even, we can begin to enjoy, or we can begin to unfold more of a lot within us because we don't have all of these other things working against us, right? So this is a part of our religion, and it's important. It can't be overlooked, right? And just in case people didn't see that, the prophet spoke about it one last time in that historical message to the people, just saying that the problems of life are largely social and economic. In a profound sense, they are moral and spiritual. But for the most part, it's social and economic. We have to take care of that. We can't overlook that. So all Moorish Americans have, a command or, a call to duty, to increase our economic security, right? The doctrine of economic security is something that we all have to take on, right? And that doesn't mean that everybody has to become a businessman, create some brand new business or something, but we all can participate because we all can invest and move as a collective unit, and even can have more power since we're moving as a unit than we would be by ourselves. And so I wanted to just speak in brief about one of the things that we've done, um, that we've actually done here at Temple 30, and then speak about some of the goals that we have. And I want to lay this out so these aren't dreams and hopes that we are hoping to do. This is what we're actually doing. So we did actually begin to, a couple of years ago, we started an investment group, right? Formed the trust, started the investment group, and put the call out there. We only put the call out there to members, right? Hey, would you like to be a part of this investment group? We're just going to put aside money every month. I think it was like $40 or something like that, you know? And I'm gonna give a little more info about this, but it's just like, okay, we're gonna put up this money every month, and once we have a good decent amount, a couple thousand, we're going to invest and create a business. And so we did that, and there were more who stayed with it consistently. Some weren't as consistent, but it didn't matter because they did invest, right? They put aside money to be a part of this, and we didn't even. I don't even think at the time when we started it that we knew exactly what we were going to do, but we figured out, hey, let's just start selling fezzes. Let's start, creating our own fezzes and selling them, and we will, be able to sell them at retail, right? Like on our website, morrisfez.com, we have them for retail for $49 plus shipping, right? But then also we'll be able to sell them even cheaper than that to other stores, even to other Moors, other people that want to sell the fezzes, and we'll still make a profit, right? Because we're doing this ourselves. We started a business, and so after a couple of years, and it didn't take that long. It might have been a year and a half, maybe 2 years, but it didn't take that long. And just from putting aside at $40 a month, we're able to have enough to get this started for real. Where we have real, these are our actual feathers. They're high quality. They're great. People have bought them. There's 32. This is the website. There's 32 actual real reviews on here from people. They bought it. They like it. We're providing a service for real people, a tangible product, like, because we all need fezzes. At least all the Moorish Americans do. There's even people who weren't Moorish Americans, who European, they bought it because they're Shriners or whatever. Who cares? We can sell it, and we have it high quality. If you want a fez, a real fez, get it from us. And so we put that together, and we have those, and they sell on a regular, consistent basis, and it does bring in, you know, thousands of dollars. I'm not going to get into all the specifics because we're not all invested in this, but I'm just letting you know this is a real business. Um, it's about to take off even more, as we're going to have these on Amazon, where they'll probably be selling every day, and we're going to, double up, have more sizes than we have. And I'm just saying this because it's real and tangible, and it brings in money. And that's not the end goal, because the goal is to, as this is increasing, we decide whether, hey, do we want to start breaking ourselves off, giving dividends to everyone that's invested, or do we want to maybe invest in something even bigger? Maybe get land, maybe buy a property, maybe get, some commercial real estate, and have a store or something that's going to be bringing in even more money, and still have the pheasants going too, and maybe even sell the pheasants in there. I mean, like, the opportunities are endless. They're out here, and
ideas. So, if you have a great idea, share it. Share it. and let's develop it together.
And just going back to this, like, we keep track of the finances when we're all contributing so that we know, like, okay, once we, this is a business and we're all invested in this, by these percentages. So we're keeping up with everything. It's not just all just do it, just no, we're keeping up with everything. We're handling it, we're being professional about it. We even had a person who wanted to pull their investment out, right? And go off on their own, do their own thing. That's fine. Okay, here, take your investment out. Bye, see ya. Right? And they can go do their thing. And as this grows, though, they can't come back later like, hey, I want some more, because that don't even make any sense. It's like you pulled out. But just saying that we're doing something legit, you know, because as we do this and our finances grow, then it won't be the next business isn't going to be, hey, let's make fezzes. The next business will be, hey, let's get our own gas station. Hey, let's get this little spot and turn it into a market. We have our own food co-op, or let's have our own grocery store. And this is bringing in money. And of course, if it's split up amongst 20 people or more or whatever, however it works, that means okay, you're not gonna be rich because we have a gas station or something like that, but you're gonna be having extra money coming in that you didn't have, and we're kicking in a percentage to our temple so that our temple is also growing and able to do more. So we're not just hoping and dreaming that this is going to work and waiting for somebody to come and rescue us, because nobody's going to do that. That's never going to happen. We're here for a reason. We're not here to play around and waste decades and still have nothing to show for it, right? We're here to grow and prosper. And that's why, also going back to this with the temple, that's why everybody that's joined needs to pay their dues. Everybody who's thinking about joining needs to go ahead and join. Make sure that you're paying your dues. Don't think like, oh, it's only $30 a month or whatever. That's not, no, it adds up, because if we're all doing it as a collective, just what we saw from starting the Fez, the company making these Fezes, it grows. It grows faster. It grows even faster if there's 20 or more of us doing it every month, and we're able to do more as a collective than we will be doing individually. And so then, that that enables us to do more as a collective. The temple grows, we individually prosper, and we're able to do more, just period. Because if you're making more money, you can do more for yourself, for your children, right? Your family. And then the temple can do more for us, period. So this grows us all, you know, at a higher rate, because we're following the prophet. We're following the instructions from the prophet, the divine instructions. So no, it's not just spiritual this, spiritual that, meetings and that, all. No, we do have another portion of it. Do we talk about it all the time with everyone? No, because everybody's not invested. Why would I go into here with the Fez company, like, for example, and say, hey, this is how much money is made, this is how much money it costs? No, we wouldn't do that. But if you're a part of that, we're gonna have a call with everyone that's in it, and if you want to go and listen in and see how it's going, you do that. And with any other business that we do in the future, it will be like that as well, right? And so just saying that, because this is important, and this is a big part of what we're doing, because this is going to enable us to do even more in the future. And we're not looking for any handouts or dependent on anyone else to help us. We control our own destiny. And that's really important. That's a huge, portion of what we're supposed to be doing. Did you have something you wanted to say? All right. And
Maybe if someone is interested in doing investment group, there are criteria. You have to be a member. You have to be um, active, and there is a incubation period. So
oh, so yeah, you just have to be an active member for like a certain amount of time. I think it's 6 months or something like that, but you just have to be an active member and be consistent. If you express interest that you want to do that, we open it up to you, and you can come in and participate. But um, even with that alone, though, like I was saying too, even with just paying the dues, yeah, they go into the temple, but also the temple can open businesses up as well. and make investments and do things through the investment group. It could make a donation to it or something, and or buy land and things like that, right? And so it's important that we're doing these things so that we can grow further. And I just wanted to give that clarity to it so that people know that that's one of the reasons why. Because this isn't and I'm not saying this to disparage the church or anything like that, but this isn't like the stuff like with Creflo Dollar. He telling the members he wants to get a new jet. I'm not trying to get you to pay for a new jet for me. This this stuff doesn't go to me. I give finances to the temple. I pay dues just like everyone else. I don't get broke off from that. So this ain't we don't need the money, but also this is not how it is. It's not some pyramid scheme, right? We really want it to grow, and in order for it to grow, we have to be willing to give and to be consistent. That's the real thing, because we're able to accumulate several thousands of dollars if we're all giving that small portion consistently. And we can create, of course, we invested, we created and sell fezzes, and that's now generating income consistently. Then we can do other things as well.
That's another thing about people following other so-called leaders who's not really part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but teaching half truths and incorporating, the teachings of the prophet. A lot of those people are not doing good financially, and they are hustling. And we see a lot of people following behind these individuals, and they are finding themselves, in terrible, terrible circumstances.
Yeah, you wind up worse off than you were before, and it's never supposed to be like that. And if anybody's like selling you some dream, saying something that sounds too good to be true, you already know that you ain't supposed to be involved. You already know.
We're real here. We're real people. Yeah. We work. We take care of our children. Like, we're not here trying to hustle or trying to get y'all to give us money or whatever. Everything that we do is for the community. And so I just want everybody to remember that.
Yeah, and so like with the dues and the investments, like for the temple, the dues help sustain the temple, but also that's a key to helping to expand our financial might, through the temple, right? What the temple can do, and to not be dependent on anyone else. To not, we hope these, somehow we get some money from someone else, contributes, right? Because a lot of people, some people contribute only because they want influence. They want to be able to tell you what you can and can't do, and we don't want that. The prophet didn't want that.
Allah is the source of our income, not members.
And where is Allah? Where's the nearest place you can meet Allah? It's in the heart. It's right. It's in the heart. It's on. Who is that on iPhone? If I can ask. Calling from the iPhone. It just says iPhone. I think you just said in the heart.
That was me, Mustafa L.
Okay, Islam, brother. All right, yeah, gratitude. So, also, everybody that contributes is recorded. So as our investments grow, the ownership is shared amongst those who help make it possible. So just understand that, like, don't ever overlook the dues, and don't ever think like it's only $30 or whatever. I'm not, they're not gonna miss this. Now, everybody needs to contribute and do it consistently so this can grow. All right. And we want to expand the vision, because we don't want to just, okay, we selling pheasants. That's not where we're ending. We want to be purchasing land. We want to have stores. Like, we want to have real practical businesses. We don't want to be like, okay, y'all, let's invest in this cryptocurrency. Yo, that cryptocurrency might go to zero. We're not trying to, we want to get real tangible physical goods and things that people need, food and other things. So we need to, maybe have our own grocery store. And maybe, who knows, maybe that could grow, because maybe we have, we have like real non-GMO food in there. So we want to do that, and also be able to create our lane, because everybody does that. Moorish Americans, okay, we can be known for having clean, goods, clean food, like, local food. Everybody has their lane. So we want to do that and create our lane and grow and, purchase land, right? We want to eventually get land, um, rural land, that's out like not, in the city, but also we want to be able to get land in the city and incorporate and have our own town because we need to have both. You know, we want to have stores. We want to do all that and be able to, grow and be able to fund new ventures and to keep it growing like that, but also keep it, community driven, right? So, once again, that's not something that anyone else can do for us. We have to do it for ourselves, and we'll do it, as we grow. But this, just wanted to share that with the people to show just some of the things we're already participating in. So we know they work. We know the group economics works. We just have to be consistent. We know that that's real. And that we can, even just with small businesses, we can start to generate and bring in thousands of dollars. Okay, that's very real. It's not some dream or some too hard to believe thing that you shouldn't participate in. I wanted to share that with people. I'm not going to take up a whole bunch of time, but I just wanted to share that like there are things that we're doing to bring in finances and like that's open to everybody that wants to actually join and be a part of this, right? Because we wanted to grow and we're doing it for more than just ourselves or more than just a handful of people. We're working to build a strong Moorish community. All right. And on that note though, there's not really a lot left for me to say. I'm gonna go ahead and just open up the floor. If you have questions, if there's things that you're not sure of, please feel free to speak and don't feel shy because you might not be the only one that has questions. But I want to open up the floor and Morris, please feel free to speak or ask any questions that you might have. And Morris, who've been here, who've been members, who've been a part of this stuff, please share your experience. And on that note, I yield the floor. Islam. Cool. So if nobody has any questions, we're gonna go ahead and go into the closing. Just one last thing that the temple's work is not limited to Holy Day and Sunday school meetings. These meetings are crucial for our spiritual growth, but we're also focused on, practical measures to uplift our community. And remember what was said earlier about, the doctrine of economic security. It's a part of our religious aims and beliefs. We have to increase our economic security. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's saying uplifting fallen humanity through our community services. It's like we can do more for ourselves and the rest of humanity as we increase our economic power, right? Our economic might. We can have a. You're nowhere near the mic. I don't think they can hear you. So just wanted to share that, and this is a real brief meeting, so I'll go ahead and close out if there's no questions. And I appreciate you all. Thank you everybody for coming. And
Thank you, Grand Sheik.
Islam, brother, gratitude.
How do we getting information about investing into the businesses?
Okay, so yeah, that's definite. That's for members who've been consistent. Just showing that they attend meetings and everything. And I'll talk with you about that on the sides. You've been a member with us for over a year now, so I'll build with you about that. But yeah, that's open to all members who come in and show the consistency. That's really all that it's about. Just showing that you're not wishy washy and all this stuff. Just showing that you're consistent. You really want to build a community, build a nation. That's really the only thing. Just show that you really are serious. And that's what you've done. That's why I said I'll talk to you on the side.
Islam, Grand Sheik.
Yeah. And you want to share some information about that? All right. right. So that's it. Unless there's more questions or comments, we can go ahead and close out.
Well, I joined Islam.
Islam, brother, feel free to speak.
Yeah, this is Mustafa L, and I just want to say thank you for inviting me to join the temple or not, and for your demonstration and everything. I do agree, and I would like to give it a try and to show you that I'm consistent, because I would like to be a part, of the temple and the movement of what we got going on for the community. And I just want to say thank y'all, thank you, and Islam.
Islam, praise Allah. That's beautiful. So, definitely just I'll send you the info for the Zoom information to be on the Sunday school and holy day meetings. And just stick with it and let's communicate. We could talk offline. And that's beautiful to hear though. Praise Allah.
Yes, sir.
Islam. So one last time I'm gonna ask if there's any questions or comments, please speak up. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions, so I want to announce without further ado, we're going to go ahead and close out the meeting. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Just want to ask everyone who's able to please stand and face the east for the closing prayer. And you do not need to repeat after me. Allah, bind our hearts and minds back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. We ask this in thy holy name in the seven Elohim. Amen. Islam, peace and love, Moors. This meeting is now adjourned.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam, peace and love.
Peace and love.
Islam, peace and love.